What's going on, guys? This is Devon Evans. I'm here again with the Band of Barbers podcast. If you're listening and you've been listening all the way through, thanks. I really appreciate it. Um, this is just a journey for me. I'm testing out some things. I'm working on my consistency. Um, I almost didn't record this episode today. Actually, I'm standing here ironing my wife's shirt, and I was telling her because I'm so focused on the consistency piece. I had to tell her. I wasn't going to tell her. I told you guys that earlier. I wasn't going to tell anybody about it. I just was going to do it and just work out the kinks as I go along. But here we are. If you've been following along, hey, today was the day. The grand opening, ribbon cutting, whatever you want to call it, that was today. And it was an experience, to say the least. Um, Again, I think we talked about this with the consistency and the whole perfection thing. One of the things with the perfection piece that really just bothers me now, and this is from a self-proclaimed perfectionist, is that you never start anything. Or you never, I won't say you never start, you never finish. You never finish anything or anything like that. And, you know, if you ask anybody around me, I've had the conversations. The way that the school was set up for the grand opening wasn't necessarily how I wanted it to be, but it was open. And we were there, we were set. Um, my wife came last night, she helped me. I went in this morning, I did a little bit of work and everything like that. And honestly, guys, like it was 3 o'clock. Well, it was about 2:45, and the only people that showed up was the chamber. At that point, it had been the Chamber of Commerce, and that was really it. And I was kind of concerned, a little sad. I was thinking like, nobody's gonna show up to this thing. Like, I get all in my head. Nobody believes in me. I did all this work for nothing. Like, we could have just done this anyway. Like, I get in that mode, and then I look up and just people start filing in. And most of these people that I know through a person, kind of like the whole LinkedIn connection type of deal. Like I know this person through someone else, and that person, and they're like my seventh friends, that type of thing. And I look and I see this, and before you know it, it's the hallway is full of people, and people are talking and discussing, and they're doing their own business, but they're all there to support a vision that I had years ago. They're here because they, for whatever reason, they want to see what's going on. And if anybody that was there that I don't really know personally ever listens to this, I appreciate you guys showing up. Um, Maybe at some point one day I'll clip together um, my little speech that I had the during the ceremony and things like that. Maybe I'll do that, but I'll tell you guys, like, I stood there and I looked and I'm listening. I'm looking at all of these people who believe in what I'm doing, and I got a little teary eyed. Yeah, and I don't think most people noticed that, but first person I talked to after that was my wife, and my wife was like, "Yeah, I noticed. I noticed. I held it together. I didn't cry. I didn't do anything like that." But again, the perfection was needed. The consistency was needed, and so I was consistent in an action. And this dream, like I said, was multiple years in the making, and it's here. I was able to stand there in front of people, and they're asking me, you know, how are you, or do you have any students? And my first student was actually there. And when I leave from there and people start posting about it, I start getting my Facebook messages blowing up. Hey, I want to get in. Hey, I want to get in. Hey, I'm interested in this. I'm interested in this. I'm interested in this. And this, guys, is with very limited promotion. This is with very um, limited anything. I will say this to the people. Maybe they'll listen to this. Maybe they won't. But I'm just gonna say this for if you're interested in barbering. I'll just say this. If you look at a lot of the barbers nowadays, when you get on Facebook and they get in the barber school didn't teach me this. The barber school they didn't even really show me this. They didn't really show me this. And I'm going to tell you something about me for anybody that's, got something to say about barber schools. If anybody knows me, I go 100% on everything that I do. And I don't plan to just teach just barbering. I want to teach these people who are going to become barbers. I want to teach them entrepreneurship. I want to teach them how to get behind the chair, be successful behind the chair, and venture out and grow. Right? The barbers, there are barbers in my area. There's a lot of barbers that I won't say they died broke because they had some stuff, but they couldn't pivot away from behind the chair, which is why I've chosen to pivot early, because you get in this game and you get obsessed with, the fast money, because it is fast money. I will be honest. There has been days, in my barbering career, there has been days where I've gone to work completely broke. And, I spent my last dollars that night, or, everything. There's been days like that. Right. And so when you have something that can reproduce and make you an income that fast and you don't know how to manage it, it's an issue. It's a problem. And so, like I said, I've chosen to step away early. Now I'm going to maintain some clients, but will I be in the same capacity as I have been? Absolutely not. I will not. I will not be in the same capacity, and hate it or love it, however you want to look at it. I will not be in the same capacity. It doesn't make sense, right? I believe that in order to grow, you have to be able to reproduce. And I'm only one person with two hands. And I've got a few options there. I can reproduce by teaching other people the industry, the game and the skills, or I can cut faster. And, although cutting faster works, I deprive the other people around me from getting an opportunity to see this. Listen, if you haven't heard, we haven't talked about it, I believe we have. My target market is those people that are underemployed. Those people that got a job that they hate, but they just trying to make a dollar. They don't know how to get into this industry. That's my target. People that are going to lose their jobs due to AI and technological advancements, because that's going to happen, right? They got you good now. You're making $20 an hour, but when that computer figures out how to do your assembly line factory work, or you're replaced and everything like that, what are you going to do then? It's very unlikely, I believe, and this is just me, it's very unlikely that people are going to sit down and put their head in a robot to get a haircut. So what does that mean? It's going to be one of the last things, if ever, to be replaced as far as a business. There's always a business. It's one of the oldest professions on the earth. Oldest professions. And for a long time, this profession was held with high esteem. I believe, and I'm just speculating, I think that what happened, especially within the Black community, the barbershop is a very pivotal place, right? It's a very important place to the community. It's a place where you go to celebrate life, and you go to celebrate and you go to celebrate death. You go to celebrate, marriages, and celebrate. It's for everything. Everything comes through the barbershop. And I'm not sure, and I have to do some research and do some more things. And we may, if you guys want more on this topic, comment and comment, and we can talk about it. But I believe that some of the first African American people in the United States to ever become, you know, mega wealthy were people within the hair industry. And I believe what happened was they were growing too fast, so they stifled the growth. They slowed down the growth because I've got all these people, you know, doing well for themselves. They don't need me. Now, we're not going to dive down a super theoretical road or anything like that. We can talk offline about that. But what I am saying about that is that for a long time the barber was overworked, underpaid, and disrespected. Right? You just cut hair. You still doing that little hair cutting thing or whatever. They were they were just disrespected. And now the barber has gained uh, has gained some of their respect back. But the issue comes in, and this is why I believe that, I'm taking on this mission. The issue comes in when, with the barber game gaining the respect back, there's a lot of guys that just want to jump in and chase a quick buck. And when you jump in and chase a quick buck and you don't care for the industry, you push forward an agenda that we're trying to get rid of. We're trying to get rid of this agenda. Listen, barbering is not cheap. Anybody can say what they want to say. Oh, I can go get clippers for $20. Listen, the clippers that you use and the clippers you use at home and the clippers that your barber uses is two totally different things. Right? I've spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on clippers. I'm limiting myself now on my clipper spending because I found what works. But I chased fads and all of that kind of stuff. I'm limiting myself on those types of things. But listen, an average clipper for me is $150, $200 at a minimum. And I've got to replace the blades often, $30, $40. I've got a lot of things that I'm going through. And so are all your other barbers. And at the same time, with all of that being said, we also have a life. We have a life. We want to go spend time with our families. As much as listen, I enjoy a lot of my clients. I enjoy, the time that they spend in the chair with me. But I have a family. I want to go spend time with my family. I don't want to stand behind the chair 13, 14 hours a day. I didn't choose to get into this career to work like I'm in a factory. Now, however you want to look at it, like some people want to come and be however you want to be. I don't really care. They want to say these things, but like you're talking, some people have job like ideas for entrepreneurs. I'll be honest with you. I work in the business and on the business. So what does that mean? I work behind, like I said, this whole barber school thing was 3 years in the making. So I worked on it when I was at home. I didn't have time to work on it when I was behind the chair. So I had to work on it somewhere else. Just because I'm not standing behind the chair all the time doesn't mean that I'm not working. We're entrepreneurs. I don't have an HR department. I don't have a marketing team. I don't have you know, paid vacation. I don't have any of that stuff. I have me and my wife and my kids who help me from time to time to accomplish these goals. But I got to give them their time too, and barbers have to give them their time. Listen, I'm saying this to you as you prepare, and you choose to join, and you're just listening, and you're another instructor or anything like that. One of the coolest things, and I know that I may be kind of here, there, and everywhere. One of the things that I take away, my wife has a doctorate in education, and one of the most important things that I remember about her doctoral journey was the beginning. And I remember her sitting down, me, and she said it to anybody in the family. She said, "Look, this is a journey that I'm about to take. And in this journey, I'm going to have to focus and do some things. And I'm not going to be able to make every family function. I'm not going to be able to do everything like that." Now, my wife was embarking on a 3-year journey. Now, she did it in less than, I think, 2.5, if that. But she was embarking on what she knew for it to be at the time was a 3-year journey, right? You want to grow, you want to be successful in this business. That's great. I applaud you. But if you can't focus for the extended period of time that it takes to, the 10 months, a year and a half, depending on where you're at, for you to get through barber school, it's a focus game. You got to learn everything that you can. I say this: if you understand and know every Jordan and every Jordan color wave and all of that kind of stuff coming out, and if you can focus and learn all that, and every new rap song, you can learn this game of barbering, and you can learn more than just the basics of stuff. Basics are important. You got to get the basics to develop and grow into the next thing. But please don't get in this trying to be the next anything. I'm telling you, you're going to get humbled. You're going to get humbled. And if you're not ready for that, it's going to be a long journey. All right. It's going to be a long journey. Now, listen, I'm almost done here ironing this shirt and everything like that. I gave you guys a little bit of my thoughts for the day and everything. Again, ribbon cutting went great. Appreciate you guys listening. We're still trying to figure out format, where we're going with this and how we're going to do this podcast. But look, you're going to be along for the journey. Somebody's going to listen to this and be like, man, by the time this catches on, they're going to be like, dude, them first couple podcasts sucked. I get it. I understand that. I'm doing this for consistency and accountability. I'm not doing this to be perfect. I'm showing you who I am, how I think, and how I grow. So you can watch the journey or you can critique the journey, but the journey's not going to stop. Anyways, this is Devon Evans with the Bandit Barbers Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I think we have some polls or something like that you can fill out. Anyways, if you've got some specific information that you want to discuss, talk about, whatever, please put it in the comments. We'll check it out. We'll talk about it. We'll figure it out. Maybe one day soon, if you're thinking about it, maybe one day soon you could be a guest. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, still trying to figure out all the formats and stuff. But again, it's Devon Evans, the Bandit Barbers Podcast, and we'll see you soon.